kind of got to just gauge. Not real sure. But come a long way into a leader. You know, you guys voted him as a captain this year, and we are sure proud to have him. So, Shally.
So I'm going to kind of go off what Cruz did and kind of keep this short. First and foremost, I'd like to thank God for blessing me with the most supportive family. My parents have always allowed and encouraged me to play the game of football and support me in every way, even if it was just giving me a ride and I couldn't drive. Also, thank you to my sister for choosing to come in today and to watch our game tomorrow night from the stands instead of managing the other team. Also, thank you to Coach Pelly and the rest of the staff, like I said 3 years ago, coming in and accepting me. Also, thanks to the managers too, because a lot of what they do goes unnoticed, and they truly do a lot for us. As I know from my sister, because she's also a manager. Coach Jamie Comer too, for all he does and everything he invests in us. He's truly one of the more passionate coaches I've ever had in my life. And I haven't been going to the Y recently, but his bench workouts have been putting my max up about 50 pounds since the summer. Another dude I'd like to thank is also Trev right there. He was a dude I thought I wouldn't have ever gotten close to, but this year we parked next to each other and we talk after practice a lot, and the good things. We talk about the good things that happened to us, or which girl had torn us down this time. But I'm happy for him now, though, because he has a girl now who really cares about him. And I'll just still kind of stay up here. Also, this guy right here, too. I was kind of mad when I first saw him walk into the gym. He was wearing cutoffs, and the first thing I saw were his arms. I was like, oh. Pearson called me over. I always remember that, and made me introduce myself to him. I was like, but the first thing I thought was, there goes a chance of me getting any girls senior year. So that's pretty much held true still. But we got close right away. I just realized that Pat 2.0 is a big old goober like the rest of us. And even the not so young guys too, Spencer, beautiful quarterback. Dude who always says he's going to play baseball with me, even though we're going to somehow end up doing track. Even Luke, which like this time last year went through a very rough patch. Thought I'd never talk to him again, but got out dwelling in the past. I don't know if all you guys get that or not. I was lucky enough that I got extremely close to him still after that. I was lucky enough to draft both of them on my summer team too. Come speak of it. I'd like to thank my summer weights team. I made some new friends I thought I would have never made if I was selected as the summer weights captain. It was really the first test of leadership I've had in high school, and I thank each and every one of them for listening to my crowd and pushing each and every one of us to be great. Especially Jake Hendricks, who might have been the smallest kid on our team, right there. But even he pushed everybody, just like when he did a 4x4 race, a 45-pound plate, he decided to push me on the final stretch by taking a break and throwing up his breakfast. I'd also like to thank Nick Wilson as well. Pushed me my freshman year when I didn't want to lift at all. He'd take me to the far corner, or sophomore year, his freshman year. Sophomore year, he drove me to the bar rack in the weight room and made me back squat every single day. And it was It was a 20 rep scheme at the time, which we got rid of that. Thank God. But if you've ever seen Nick Wilson's legs, you can tell that he doesn't work legs, so that's because he always pushing me. But about the rest of you guys, I wouldn't want to trade any of you guys for the world. I came to school about 4 years ago. I wasn't sure how well I was going to fit in. Lucas and Maggie showed me around, so Tate Young. We were next to each other in the locker bay. Seeing him right off the bat, I'm pretty sure he said something like, "What's up, stupid?" Special thanks to Tate. That developed into a great, strong friendship, no matter how mean he is to me. On a real note, he's really one of the most caring kids I know, though. I mean, he sent me a Snapchat last week that said, quote, "Hey Pat, just wanted to send you a Snapchat and let you know that I love you, buddy." I think he followed that up with like, "Don't be soft" or something. But these relationships I made is one of the most important things. I know I should never take them for granted. Someone talked like, flashback to my first hour of animal science class my freshman year. It was my first class in high school, so I was undoubtedly kind of nervous. But I found out Tervar was a teacher, so, you know, Tervar. But there was really something special about this class that I wouldn't truly appreciate until recently. I walked in on the first day. The first person I saw, GM. I was thinking I was cool, or whatever, you know, kind of freshman thing. But right up to him, I said, "What's up, bro?" And thinking that's a great conversation starter. First thing he said was, "Who the hell are you?" But I mean, I thought it was a good start because I've seen him and the rest of the truck gang ride four-wheelers all around the country. But I was kind of nervous after that. I was kind of hoping my 155-pound skinny self didn't sit next to this absolute freak of nature. Next thing I know, Tervar reads the seating chart he'd made for us, and years go on, I'm assuming it was his last seating chart he ever made. I ended up getting stuck in the corner with some unfamiliar faces, but I didn't really care who I was stuck next to because I knew there was this cute little blondish brunette girl that was assigned to sit next to me. Inside my head, I had a little party going on. Now, I know you're probably all wondering how that went down, but like Hell had said earlier, I was one of the more shy and awkward kids at the time. Maybe still awkward, but hopefully not as bad. Scared to ask her what her name was, but soon realized what it was. It was Sydney. Now, Sydney and I eventually became friends after we were partners on how to tell different cattle breeds apart, or something like that. And we had just become really good friends in that class throughout, and whether it was in the hallway or whatever, we would just short talk, "Hey Pat," or I'd say, "Hey Sid," or game days, we'd always say nice number to each other. But today, her impact on the community and everybody's lives has shown that I should never take anything for granted. And I should cherish these relationships made and to always live life to the fullest. So as I sit writing the speech, reliving memories of the sport and different experiences at the school, I try to find a lesson I can incorporate into the speech to make it worth your time. Then it hit me. Try not to stand here and take up too much more of your time. But if I can quote the great Kanye West, time is extremely valuable. I didn't really know how to express how fast time goes because I feel as if every single other one of these dudes has said something about it, but underclassmen, juniors, it really does go by fast. I thought the other day I was a sophomore, first day of practice, wasn't have to come stand up here for my speech. Last week, thought I still had plenty of time. Last night, still thought I had plenty of time and I really started it. I had a bunch of stuff written down for film. But this week's kind of special to me because I went to Lebanon up until 9th grade, and in 8th grade, I was the cornerback on the team, which was probably the peak of my life's athleticism, because I don't think Pearson or Bruins would ever put me in a corner. But I knew I wanted to make my 8th grade season one to remember, as it was my last year of middle school. We played the first game against Sciensville West, and I walked away pretty satisfied knowing that I'd only been up about 4 touchdowns. That's not the point, though. 3 or 4 days later at practice, we were scrimmaging 7th grade, and we ran Rocket, which is being said Rocket's always been good to us. But we had Rocket type play 11 in, and I was playing wing at the time. Probably couldn't play over again. As many of you can guess, I definitely did not get the ball, but instead was blocking. And blocking for this kid named Garrett Unger. And little did I know, this kid named Easton chased him down and tackled him from behind, and they both happened to fall on me. Long story short, I was on the ground yelling because my ankle was turned 90 degrees to the right, and if my calculations were correct, I did not think it was like that before. I ended up going to Peyton Manning Children's Hospital. They'd get a surgery about 8 or 9-ish because the surgeon was not there at the time. I had tears rolling down my face because I knew I was definitely going to be done for the season. So that made me, I was sat on the sidelines the whole rest of the year, and I think that caused me to hate the game that I once loved. Ultimately, I moved to Western Boone and started high school, but I decided I wasn't going to play football again because I didn't want to go through the pain of being out. I thought I'd get a head start on my future basketball stardom, you know, big basketball guy here. But sitting up in the stands every Friday night kept me inside, which ultimately led to my desire to get out on the field again that I once did. So Pele one day came up and told us we had to write a speech for a Thursday pasta dinner on what it means to be a Weebell Star. I thought about it, but it immediately came to me. So I'll tell you a little bit of what that means. It truly is a brotherhood here. No matter what happens in the end, it's just a game, but the memories and the relationships you make will last a lifetime. And to remember that it's always bigger than you. You can't win the game with just one person. It takes all 11 on the field at once to do their job to come out successful. You should always accept your role, and even if you get moved from wide receiver to defensive tackle, it is always to better benefit the team and to do whatever it takes to win. And as Jack Gillum texted me last night, he had a simple message for everybody. It reads, "Kick some ass, love John." Last but not least, I'd like to end this with a quote from the Cody Dale. He came up to me one day after lunch, asked if he could be in my senior football speech. Don't know how he heard me did that, but I thought, why not? So one of my favorite things that he ever said was, quote, "Don't reach for the stars because you'll get burned." Hashtag quote of the day. Which I feel is the approach we need to take into the game tomorrow. We need to put 11 into the dirt right from the start and block out their talk, and as many say, early and often. And if they attempt to get back in the game, burn them, because this is rivalry week, and the outright conference is on the line.
Good job, Pat. Good job, Cruz. You've heard from almost all of our coaches, and you guys hear from us all the time.